world of imagination. So students, they come up with different kind of imaginations, right? And sometimes literature, to be precise, English literature is it can be very full of constraints for the students. They can't write what is beyond the story. So let them be their own authors and let them be their own teachers. So what in this particular activity we do is, I'll pick up random students from the group, and then every student will come up with a random word. Supposing if the group is too large and if the concept is too large, what we can do is, I'll give you the genre of the book, I'll give you the age group that I'm focusing upon. Let's say class 6 to class 8, that is the middle level, the upper primary level as we call in our secondary schools. So I'll give you random words. So does anyone want to participate with me? If I'm going to give you a genre as a thriller or mystery, will you give me some random words? Any random word connected with the genre, thriller or mystery? Anyone? Anything that is connected to the theme of mystery or genre, thriller. Okay, so I just
general. You can start with the forest.
Okay, ma'am has given one word, that is the forest. Anyone? Even if you can give me 3 words, I'll make up something with it. Trees. Okay, jungle, trees, and one more. The last one.
Darkness.
Darkness. Okay. So I'll come up with, okay, if the students are of 6 to 8, they can generally come up with their own sentences, right? So right now, I'll do it for you. Okay. So I'll start with something that is let's go with like one row will do with the one liner and the second row. Okay, if it's a student setup, I'll do it that way. Okay, let's not do once upon a time, right? Everyone has seen and heard once upon a time. So I'll start with a dialogue making, okay? So this is a dialogue making where the child also learns communication or conversational skill. Like, for example, as I was walking through the woods, it was a large forest. Darkness overwhelmed me, and it was covering me with a lot of anxiousness. And what was the other one? Forest? Trees. The trees around me were so large and huge that I saw myself getting lost in this huge jungle. Then I encountered a tiger that came along the way. I was always told to be afraid of animals. But as I approached the animal saw me with widened eyes and full of terror. Only I could think of something that my mother had taught me. Whenever you encounter an animal, just play dead in front of it. And afterwards, that is what I did. After searching and sniffing me for a few minutes, the animal just left me off and I bravely left off towards my home. So just 5 to 6 lines, a short story that I just made up with words that were thrown at me, right? The students can themselves do it, okay? So afterwards what I will do is, the students will not make the correct grammar. That is what we know, right? They will lose their punctuations on the way. Proper noun will be missing. Common noun will have a proper noun labeling on it. A lot of students will be making the mistake. We will encounter the mistake first, the grammatical skills. Second of it, after we do it, we can insert some of the ICT tools that we were taught. So if we are making a web page, why not upload all the stories that you are making and then put it on the web page? If we cannot do a web page, why don't we put a notice board that is for the library, and then every student who is connected with it will have their names written on the side at the side of it, and then a full story that is created and curated through the students, by the students, and for the students, right? So that is what I saw that was missing. Okay, and then I'll give you a worksheet of your own. I realized we don't mark our students. Marking not in the sense that we have to give them marks, but what I did is I need a rubric. So if you are from the teaching faculty, you will know there is something called holistic progress cards that has been introduced in the schools. So whenever we fill in the HPC cards, we see something that towards the end of it that is called a rubric. So in rubric, what we do is, we are classifying students according to the beginner stage, the progressing stage, the proficient stage, and the advanced stage. So when you are clubbing students into 4 groups, you are not labeling them as if that you can't do it, you can do it. It's not like that. But you are labeling in them in such a manner. So first I'll see a beginner. So a beginner student knows how to read, knows how to write, but if you go beyond, he can say, my name is so and so, I study in so and so school. But if you go beyond it, the student is not able to explain, why couldn't you come to school? I could not come to school because I had a certain problem like this. So whenever the sentence is getting enlarged, the learner is having issues with it. So why not classify them under the beginner group? Second group is the progressing group. The progressing group can understand certain levels, can make a conversational skill, but what is missing? They are not able to identify forms of speech. So what are forms of speech? If I may ask you, जे नेपालीमा हामीले संज्ञा सर्वनाम गर्छ. In English also we encounter students are not able to identify noun, pronoun, adjectives. So why not classify them under second group, where they can write certain things but they are not able to classify what is a noun, what is a pronoun, what is an adverb. Let's go to the third one. The students are able to explain them tremendously well. They can make conversations, but at the same time what we are missing right here, the student is not able to identify literary devices. Now what are literary devices? It is a device that is used when we are making stories, prose, poetries, right? Similes, metaphors, alliterations. So everything that is connected to story making, poetry making, we have to include these elements. So if the students were never introduced to these elements, they will never be able to make stories. They will never be able to make poetry. Now the fourth level, the advanced level, the student is extremely communicative, can give book reviews, can encounter any kind of grammatical skills, and also at the same time the student is able to connect, even they can help their peers out. So if a student is not able to do noun, pronoun, the other one, the smarter one will come and say, you don't know what is a noun. This one is noun, right? So some of them are even smarter ones. They'll teach the teacher themselves saying like, ma'am, that is a noun, that is a pronoun. So that is the fourth stage of a student, which is at the advanced level. They need very little help, but at the same time they can identify what is a simile, what is a metaphor, what are the different literary devices. The fun activity that I included is, why not allow students to make a caricature, to use sketch pens, colors along the story that they make. They can make the main character of the story. They can draw a setup of the story that they are making. So as a result of which, the student, if they don't want to write, they are at least drawing, they are at least doing something. So everyone gets included in this particular activity.
Ms. Kapcha, I think you are having the expertise of